Here we are in Adobe Illustrator CS3. Here we use this program to create vector graphics which are resolution independent, which means that they will always print at high quality. In Photoshop we create resolution dependent graphics which depend on what? On the resolution and the number of pixels. If you have a high number of pixels it would be good, but if you have a low number of pixels it will print badly. And if you take something in Photoshop and scale it up, it will become worse because we have a bigger area but the same number of pixels, so we get blurriness. These are called raster or bitmap graphics, the ones we do in Photoshop. The vector graphics we create in Illustrator are resolution independent, which means that if we scale them up or down or whatever, they will always retain a high quality. So create new print document, and I will choose also A4. We can choose portrait or landscape and see how I flip the two values together when I do this. And the units, I'm gonna choose centimeters because it's easier for me to understand the units in centimeter. I'll press OK, and let's see, the primary tool in Illustrator is the pen tool, and we use it to create graphics. Let's take an example. I'm gonna choose View, Show Rulers, because with the rulers I can drag down guides. For example, I'm gonna type P. That's a text object. I can scale it up if I like. Alright, like this. And since it's a text object, it means that I can change the font. So if I go to Window and Character, type actually and character, so let's bring it back. Alright, so it's down here. I can change the font, so this is your text object, the same thing that I would have in Photoshop. And I can change different parameters here. Now if I click on this little arrow, I can show the options, and therefore I have different things that I can change. First of all, I have the size. You also have these spinners that you can click on, and you can type in a value. When you scale, the value will change automatically. Now this value here is called, if I change it now, nothing will happen because this has to do with the lines. I will ask you to tell me what this value is called in a second. So let's type something. Alright, so I type text, let's scale it down. If I now look, it's set to 0. But if I place my cursor between the letters, it's no longer 0. I can change the value. Alright, so if I go like this, when I'm at the object level, I cannot change the value. I only have 0. But if I double clicked and went inside, I can actually now change this value. This is called kerning, which is the distance between letters. So for example, if I wanted the T and the U to be aligned together, I would reduce the kerning value from here, right? So it gives you precise control until the U is touching the T. Alright? You sometimes see this in logos, for example. If I wanted to make the R touch the U also, I would either enter a value, so negative will bring them closer to each other, or you can work with the arrow, with the spinner, provided that you have the proper placement for the cursor. So that's the kerning value that I can change to work on my typography. Let's say that I had another text object, and this was made out of different lines like this. So here I have the kerning value. If I go here, so kerning, you have to go inside and change the distance between individual letters one by one. Remember, with the kerning, I had to double click to go inside and place the cursor and change the value. Now if I wanted to change the distance between letters globally, that would be called what? Who knows? Tracking. Alright? So tracking is changing the distance between letters globally without going in and specifying where. And kerning is precise. You specify the position and then you change. Okay, I'll continue with the rest of the parameters in the next video.